If somebody is making more money than you, then they are better than you at something. And you have to understand what that something is. That way you can earn more money yourself. What are they beating you at? Well, it could be mindset, it could be skill, or it could be drive, or a combination of these three things. You need a combination of these three things if you want to become successful, if you want to become wealthy, if you want to become rich, whatever word you want to use, because just one of these alone is not going to take you there. You could have the healthiest and the best mindset in the world. You can wholeheartedly believe that you're going to become rich. You can wholeheartedly know that you're going to be the richest person in the world and meditate on this idea of you becoming successful for 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, 15 hours a day. But just thinking about becoming successful and believing that you're going to become successful is not going to take you there. Just like that, your skill isn't going to take you there by itself either. I know some very smart people who are way smarter than I am, people who have way more certificates, way more degrees, way more education than I do that are broke. Why? Because they have good skill, but they don't know what to do with that skill in order to monetize that skill. And third, drive. Just because you're hardworking does not mean that you're going to become rich. It is a very important factor to become rich or wealthy quicker, but it's not the only factor. My grandfather is the hardest working person that I've ever seen, and he was a refugee. He had to literally fight for his life. He never had the option or the luxury or the privilege to complain. He worked every single day, long hours, just to keep his family alive and fed. But he never had the chance to become rich. He never became rich or anything close to that, but he was the hardest working person that I know, which is why your drive by itself is not going to make you successful. Now, by themselves, each one of these three things are valuable and they're important, but when you combine them together, that's where you see the 1 + 1 + 1 = 1,000,000 thing, where now each one of these things in combination with one another are going to compound the returns that you get. So let's start by talking about your mindset. You have to believe that you're going to become successful, because if you don't believe that you're going to become successful, I can 100% guarantee that you're not going to become successful. There's a book called The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, and without giving away what happens in the book, there's one small story in the book that talks about this guy who saw his dad get very sick. His dad was essentially near his deathbed. He kept getting sicker and sicker and sicker, but his dad was a very devoted Christian. He was very religious. And so he went out and he found this disciple of Jesus, somebody who knew Jesus, and he had a piece of the original Jesus cross, the actual cross, and it was on a ring. And he took this home to his dad and he said, "Dad, I found this holy person. He had a piece of the Jesus cross. He says that if you meditate on this, if you touch it, you're going to get better." And that's what his dad did. He touched the cross. He believed wholeheartedly that he was going to get better. And he did begin to get better. Then the story goes that his dad lived a long life and eventually passed away. And then it became public that he didn't actually meet any holy person. He just went to the street, found a random piece of wood, put it in a ring, and he told his dad the story because he knew that his dad would believe it and it would change his dad's mindset as to whether he would get better or not. Your mindset is very powerful. Now, whether or not you want to believe this story, that's fine. But the whole idea here is the power of dumb belief, because I have experienced that myself. When I was 16, 17, 18 years old, trying to get started as an entrepreneur, I had a lot of dumb belief that I was going to become successful. How was I going to do it? I had no idea. How was I going to get there? I had no idea. What did I need to learn? I had no idea. I didn't grow up with any sort of entrepreneurship education. I didn't grow up with any sort of financial education. I was told to stay away from these things. And so everything that I did that was entrepreneurial, that was related to investments, was all done in secret because I was supposed to be a doctor. My parents told me from the day that I could start talking that I needed to become a doctor when I got older. And they were so serious about this that when I was in middle school, I was 12 years old. I was like in 8th grade. My parents got me an MCAT tutor to help me get into medical school. So when I go to college, I'll be more than ready to get into medical school. So I had no other option. I was not supposed to do anything that was not related to becoming a doctor. So I didn't know anything about entrepreneurship or business or investing or money or any of that stuff. I had to go out and learn it myself. And I had to do this all in secret, in addition to doing all my pre-med stuff to get ready to go to medical school, because at the time I thought I was going to go to medical school, but I was able to figure it out. Why? Because I had a lot of dumb belief. And because I had that dumb belief, I had that mindset, I was willing to go and learn this skill because I had none of this skill. I didn't know how to start a business. I didn't know how to sell anything. I didn't know how to market. I didn't even know what marketing was. I didn't know how to make YouTube videos. I didn't know how to build a product. I don't know how to build a sales funnel. All these things were completely foreign to me. Not just that, I didn't know what investing was. I had never heard of the term dividends or stocks or real estate investing. I didn't know any real estate investors. So I had none of this. But what I did have was this. I knew that I wanted to become successful. I knew that I was gonna become successful. How? I didn't know. But I knew that I had this. If you enjoyed this short clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, if you're interested in learning more about how to start generating passive income, our team put together an amazing guide on how to start generating passive income for free. All you gotta do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.